Hey guys, my name is Warren and I'm one of the pastors here at City Church. And don't worry about this, I'm gonna get to it in a second. But today is just a little bit different. As you can see behind me, the auditorium is set up just a smidge different than normal. That's because today we had Worship Sunday. It was a time for us to gather together and worship through song and prayer in His Word after finishing 21 days of prayer and fasting. But those of you that are watching online today, we didn't want you to miss out. And so I wanted to take just a quick moment and kind of share with you where we went today and what we are calling all of us to do and what we will declare. So we've been in this series, right? This series called I Declare. And we know this from the series that hope is not a strategy. And so we're making these declarations as we move through this year in 2025. We've talked about declaring that we'll be consistent, that we'll be responsible, and last week that we will seek wisdom. And so I thought this week, what better way to move us into this declaration than a story? So that's where this comes into play. I don't know if you recognize this or not, but I was 23 years old when I saw one of these for the first time. My wife and I had just been married maybe 2 years, and we moved from an apartment to rent a small home. And that home came with some responsibility. And that responsibility is one of these. See, there was no washer or dryer in that home, and so like big boys and girls, we went to Craigslist and we found us a used washer and dryer. But there was something I didn't know. You had to hook them up, right? So I get to the washer and do the thing that needs to be done, and it wasn't quite that bad. And then I got to the dryer and this thing came along. Now this is a dryer vent duct. And so what happens with this goes out the back of your dryer and then goes somewhere to a connection in your house where that vent usually takes you outside, of your home. And here's the thing I didn't know. This wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. So I tarried for a little while. Moments passed, minutes passed, and what seemed like an hour at this point, I could not for the life of me get this thing to stay on the dryer side. With all frustration in my head and heart, I punched the dryer and let out a loud just as loud as I could. And guess who comes running? My wife. And she asked the question, what is wrong? See, in that moment for me, it was more than just this. In that moment, I began to doubt myself. Can I even be a husband? Am I ready for this? And then my brain wandered even further. If I can't do this, what kind of father, if God allows me to be a father, am I going to be? In frustration, I let out all I could. And my wife said a few words that changed that moment for me. She said, "Do you need help?" In my heart, I knew I did. In my brain, I didn't want to admit it. But I needed someone just to hold the other side. And here's the thing I think that happens for us. And here's the thing that we need to declare. We're finishing this 21 days of fasting and praying, and some of us are asking, what's next? How do I continue to move closer to Jesus? And here's the thing we need to know. We need to know this and declare this. I will ask for help. There's nothing wrong, right? I'm going to declare that I will ask for help. And so today, here's what we move to: city groups. The opportunity for you as you listen right now to join in and be a part of a city group where you can ask for help. Because here's the thing we know. There are people all around that have been through or are going through the same things that you have been through or that you are going through now. And we find this incredible story in the book of Luke, chapter number 5. We find this paralyzed man, and this crowd is gathering around Jesus. And at no point can this man get to Jesus without something else, and that's with others. And so we see this group of men pick up this paralyzed man, not even able to get in where Jesus is at, and what they do is they begin to peel away the roof and lower this man down to Jesus. And Jesus says something as they lower him to the floor and they arrive there at the feet of Jesus. He says, "Because of y'all's faith." You see, it was the gathering of others bringing one man to the feet of Jesus. And here's the thing I want you to take away. Sometimes it takes more than just you. It takes others to come to Jesus together, in faith together, believing that He can do more than we could ask or imagine. And so declare this year, declare that you will ask for help and join a city group. Join a city group, build relationships that move you towards Jesus. We hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.